Welcome back, everybody. If you're new here, my name is Christine. I'm an American who has been living in Italy for the last 11 years, and I do videos to help people who are moving to understand the expectations of what's ahead of them. All right, so today our discussion is going to be about Italian Driver's License 101, how to get yours. The subject of the Italian driver's license for me personally was probably my worst experience in Italy. I did not enjoy it. I was very, very annoyed to understand that my license in America, which I had been driving for 15 years, suddenly was just no longer valid. And I had to do everything from scratch as if I was a teenager getting my first license. So if you are in the same boat as me, welcome to the club. And we're going to talk about it so you know what to expect. The first thing I would like to say is rule number one, do not underestimate this process. You will come into Italy, if you know that your license is not accepted here, you already have probably started researching this subject, and you probably already know that you have 1 year from the point of residency. So please do not underestimate this process and give yourself time. The laws in Italy, if your license cannot be converted, you have 1 year from residency in order to get your license. Articolo 135, Articolo 135, which is this long name in Italian, tells us what will happen if something happens and you have passed your 1 year mark. You didn't get your license, but you've decided to drive anyways because this process is very, very hard. So your license can be revoked, you can get a fine, and most likely your insurance would not cover with whatever happens. And then depending on the gravity of the situation, the judge can rule at different levels. So I would advise too, if you're going to have residency in Italy, you need to get this license. It is not fun, but hopefully this will give you an idea of what to expect. Right. Big question here is our cost expectations. So personally, I did this as a half private and half scuola guida. I'll get into what that looks like exactly after. I would say I paid around, you should estimate at least 600 plus. Depends how many times you pass, you fail, things like that. If you go all of the scuola guida, which they do all the paperwork for you, they do all the registration, they schedule your exams for you, they do everything for you, it is easier if you're going to pass the exam. If you think you're not going to pass the exam and you're going to need several tries, I would definitely recommend doing the theory as a private and then going to the scuola guida. But either way, you will be spending at least 1,000 euros up, at least. So this is not something that's pocket money. Looking at the theory exam is 40 question exam. You can have 4 to 6 errors. When I did it, it was 4 errors, and I think they've allowed 6 now. Check the date, check the current regulations on this. It is all in Italian. If the driving school tells you, like they told me, sure, you can come and practice and do the exams in English, which is great, but the final exam will be in Italian. I moved here 11 years ago. I did this process, and I spoke no Italian. So it was extremely, I don't even know what the word is for that. The pieces of advice I will give you is this, is number one, in Italy, you study the exam. You will learn as you go along what the different roadsides mean, and you're going to learn lots of useless things like trucks and how fast they can go and how much can they tow. And if they're towing this much, can they be passed and can they not be passed? And there's a lot of diagrams with like who goes first at the roundabout. So it's insane. Either way, study the exam. The exam is written to trick the student. Even Italians will tell you this, that the way the exam is written is made in a way to make to trick you, to check, you know. So the wordings of the questions can be confusing, and which is why it goes back to you have to study the exam. My advice to you would be to download the app first before you get into all the paperwork and start learning that as the process moves forward, because you cannot Once you do the paperwork, you're going to have 1 year of validity to get your exams done and to pass this theory exam. So if you're not passing the theory exam on the app, you won't pass it in person, and all of the paperwork and all the time and all the money will be a waste of time. So do the app first and start practicing the exam. Once you have that a little bit down and you can pass me 1 or 2, then start either going with the Scuola Guida or going privately to schedule your exam. Next is practical. All right, this must be done with the Scuola Guida in the special car. So the driver has the little brake and the thing, and he can stop the car if you need to stop the car. It is very exciting, especially if you have over 15 years of driving experience and you have to restart everything from the beginning. There is a way kind of around this, I think, with there's something, but the easiest way is to just go to the Scuola Guida. You have to do the practical part with the Scuola Guida. They have the car and they can help you. Per the law, there are required amounts of hours. So even if you are a professional driver, does not matter, you have to do the hours. My last piece of advice is pick an instructor you like because you're going to spend hours driving around with them. So pick somebody nice, have a nice conversation. So if you're going to take my advice and do your theory as a private, I will give you some advice. All of your documents need to be exactly the same. If this one says Miami, Florida, and this one says Florida, that is not okay. If this one says your first name and this one says your middle name, no. It needs to be exactly the same. This is very, very important because you will not be accepted and then you will have to go back to the medical doctor, and then you're going to have to wait for the medical doctor again, because in this private aspect, the UMC will give you a list of the documents you need. It's a lot of things. It's this form, it's that form, blah, 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 and then you need to also get a medical visit. So they're very important. All of your documents for your driving license need to all match exactly. Right. You will be making 4 trips to the UMC, for sure. There is no way around that possibility of life. You will go there and you're going to need something else. Then you're going to go back and then you're going to need something else. Then you're going to go back and then this one's going to have the wrong document name and then this one's going to have something. If you are going to do this as a private, you will do it as a private because you have the time to do all of these 4 different trips to the UMC. Finally, my last piece of advice is everything can be done. Yay! You just have to have the right expectation of what to expect, keep a calm mindset, and you go forward with it. Italy has a lot to offer, a lot of exciting things, so unfortunately everything comes with a price. And the driver's license is one of them. All right, now for my last slide here, my closing notes. I wish you the best of luck. Have fun. Everybody who has done this process has had a crazy time with it. So I wish you the best and I hope that you can do well. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope it helped you. I hope it gave you some expectation of, unfortunately, a very difficult subject. If you have any other questions, please feel to add them into the comments, like and subscribe, and let's keep the conversation going about what it's like moving to Italy. Ciao.